What is the stupidest way you almost died? I walked into a backroom freezer of a grocery store. The huge door was designed to close automatically. I knew this and went in and did what I was there to do. After 30 seconds, I couldn't catch my breath. I thought maybe I was just working too hard, so I stopped and took several huge breaths. Nothing. I felt like I was drowning out of water. I had to move as quickly as I could back outside of the freezer and feel to my knees gasping when I got out. It was only afterwards I realized for some dumb reason someone kept open dry ice in a cart inside of the freezer. Dry ice removes oxygen out of the air in enclosed spaces. I almost died from lack of oxygen and would have been an icicle when they found me. Don't fuck with dry ice. Being sleepy on the road. Don't. Find a spot and sleep a bit. I was in 2nd or 3rd grade. I was getting off the school bus and was walking around to the other side to my driveway. Suddenly the bus driver hits the horn. Scared the hell out of me, and I stopped at the edge of the front of a bus in a dump truck good. Speeding around. I dunno if the dump truck driver didn't see the lights of the bus or whatever, but that driver made a dumb mistake that could have cost me my life. Thinking about it, my older sister was up at our driveway waiting for me. Probably would have messed her up for life. After that, the school district changed bus routes to avoid students having to cross the road to get on or off the bus. Swam under a shipyard pier at night. Solid concrete above me. And lost my sense of direction. Got lucky and found my way out. I was at a water park in Texas with one of those super tall, straight down slides. They had multiple signs saying things like, "Do not push off before sliding down." Me being an 18-year-old idiot and wanting to race my friend, I decided to push off. That extra push started my slow motion, airborne flight over the slide. I was then staring 100 feet down at concrete and my other friend, who had his jaw open. What felt like minutes later, I smacked back down onto the slide and made my way down to the bottom. Thank God for the engineers that planned for suicidal idiots like myself. Going down the wooden stairs at my parents' house wearing socks, slipped on the last step and banged my head on the wall. Woke up 3 hours later with Doggo by my side, desperately licking my ear. Never told my parents. I'm Italian but have been living in the UK for 2 years. Guess who looked at the wrong side of the road while a bus was coming? Trough. Every time I went back to Italy, I risked my life for the same reason, by getting used to drive to the left and vice versa. Grown adult and choked on mozzarella cheese. Was only alone for 20 minutes. Can't imagine the obituary. I snorkeled too far out into the ocean. And it wasn't because it was a riptide. I just got distracted by pretty fish. Came very close, about 2 inches, to backing into a warehouse rack full of 2-ton coils of sheet metal when I didn't realize that my forklift was in reverse. Drove on an interstate during a hurricane and watched all the cars around me get submerged. I didn't look before I crossed the street. Walked backwards while talking to my friend. Got hit by a van. I wasn't wearing my medic alert bracelet to warn the paramedics and hospital that I'm allergic to Demerol, because it looks dumb and gets caught on my backpack. Besides, what are the chances I'd ever be given that? Quote. The chances, it turns out, are pretty good if you get hit by a van going full speed hard enough to nearly rip your foot off at the ankle. I survived 7 surgeries to patch me back up. Was comatose for a little bit. Had some blood transfusions. Massive amounts of physiotherapy. Look both ways and wear your medic alerts, folks. I stuck my head in a random beaker to sniff something in chem lab. I have been very good about wafting since. God, I completely fucking forgot. When I was like 14 or 15, I found out about breath play from some dumb adult comedy show we shouldn't have been watching. I was curious and dumb, so when I went to bed that night I stuck my head inside my pillowcase with the pillow over my face and tied it on tightly with a bathrobe cord. Of course my dumb little fucking idiot self couldn't get it untied again. I freaked out and was just going nuts, pulling on any random bit of cord I could get my fingers into, trying to pull the pillow off. But all I was doing was compressing the knots down tighter. I remember feeling really dizzy and rapidly see-sawing between desperately sucking in hot, wet breaths of carbon dioxide, and then just going completely still and feeling like I didn't need to breathe anymore. Like I could just lie there peacefully. Then suddenly going back to gasping for air again. Somehow I eventually wiggled enough slack out of the cord to be able to get one of the loops up over my chin so I could pull the pillow away from my mouth. And all I could do for a few minutes was just lay there and breathe. I will never forget how cold and wonderful that first breath of proper air was. Fucking dumb little shit. Went to go visit a friend in Gloucester, Mass. in winter back in high school, far from my home. I was planning on staying overnight at their house, but their mother, who I now know has mental health problems, wouldn't even let me in the house because the father wasn't home, working a night shift. Friend said sorry bro and closed the door. Almost froze to death waiting outside in 10 degrees Fahrenheit at night. A cab driver saw me slumped on a bench and woke me up. Let me get warm and drive around in the passenger seat while he picked up drunk people out on the town all night. When he finished his shift, he dropped me off at the train station and handed me $7 for the fare. Dude probably saved my life and I can't even remember his name. While drunk, I sat down outside to rest for a moment on a freezing cold winter's night. Fortunately, a passerby noticed me and encouraged me to get inside. I figure I was probably there dozing for several minutes. Almost got my head squashed by a car due to a small pebble making me fall on the main road. Taking apart a dryer completely to clean it out and get it running smoothly again. Dropped a screwdriver onto an exposed wire. Huge arc and zap sound. I had left it plugged in up until I realized the incredibly smooth-brained move I had pulled. Unplugging the washing machine with wet hands. My hand slipped onto the prongs while they were still partially in the outlet. And I think my heart stopped for a second before I yanked the plug free. Definitely do not recommend. I coughed, dislocated my C1-C2 vertebrae and spent 6 months in a body halo. IDK, how close to death that counts. But be careful when you cough.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Aircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.